Hello, hello, hello again, everybody. This is Alt Jake, and we're listening to Alt Jake Takes On. I'm here with my buddy George, as usual. Want to thank everybody for tuning in, liking the videos, sharing them, subscribing. We are growing every day. Want to send a special shout out to RJ Krasinski from Reffing It Up, the host of the Reffing It Up podcast, for joining us for the entire Sunday Night Spaces last week. That was awesome. We had a great 90-minute conversation. There's been some awesome clips. Heard some great stories from Brian Hebner's career, Jimmy Corderas, stuff that Earl Hebner has told him. So if you guys haven't listened to that, go back and take a listen. I tried to clip them into some real specific wrestling stories for folks, but the whole episode's a great listen for sure. But we'll be back this week for our regular Sunday Night Spaces at 8:05 p.m. Eastern time. But also, like I said, I'm here with George. How you doing, George? How you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. Checking my phone for something.
Uh-oh.
First off, hey, we're at 140 subs.
Yep.
So we're on the official quest for 500.
Yes.
When we get
You're on the march.
When we get to 500, when we get off the air here, Jake and I will discuss a giveaway we're going to do for the 500 celebration. Yay.
Okay.
Celebration.
Nice. I like it.
We're going to do that. So like I said, just tell a friend. That's one friend. You have to have some friends out there.
Yeah, and if you're listening just as like tuning in or hearing something for it, and you just give a subscribe. We don't have to set the notifications. We won't bombard you with anything, but please give a like, give a subscribe. It helps us out. Like George said, share it with a friend or two. So we'll probably just get into some general wrestling conversation today. Nice. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Checking my phone.
Oh, shit.
There it is.
It's got messages, people.
Okay. Yeah, this is weird timing, but Sunday night, 8:05 Eastern. For Sunday Night Spaces, we'll be joined by Kevin Apollo from Toonie Talk.
Oh my gosh! Okay. What I found out live on the air, everybody.
Yeah,
that is awesome. That's
that
great. Weird. Hey, we're slowly knocking out the Toonie Town crew. We've already had Awful, and that was a fantastic and fun conversation. And we're gonna have Kevin Apollo as well. So that's awesome. That's great. We will. I'll have to think of some things to talk about with him and some questions, and that'll be fun. But I mean, if it's anything like the conversation with Awful, we just I had like a paper written down with 5 things to get to, and we got to them eventually, but we just kind of chatted, and that was one of the most fun times I've ever had doing any of this content stuff. So that's awesome. Thank you. That's great to hear. This is what George does, everybody. I run the technical side, and George surprises me with guests or different ideas that he has. It's great. Like he was the one who helped get the background that we use designed. And, I try to I edit the videos and make the thumbnails, but we're a team here 100%. That's awesome. Pumped. Sweet.
I'm excited.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's hella great timing too. Like we just happened to hit record and jump on, and hey, we're doing it live, pal. So that's awesome.
Wasn't planned. Right. It was weird.
Hey, that's great. I'll take that. I mean, not planned. It wasn't like you had to bombard him and beg him for it. I feel like we're at least getting a good reputation out there that we are a fun place to, you're allowed to give your opinion. It's not gonna, even if people disagree, which happens often, we don't have to yell at each other. We don't have to fight. We can talk about things and have fun with it. And
yeah, we can.
We've yet to have to do that aside from any like background or sound noise issues. We've yet to have anybody coming in. I feel like we've had a couple people close, but then our responses back really, like I remember we've had a couple of people that came in. I feel like they almost had like their spaces like shield up, like ready to fight. And with our response, they were like, oh, that's cool. And like they end up following me and interacting now. And so that's a lot of fun. So that's awesome. Thank you, George. That's breaking news, everybody. I wish I had a soundboard. I need to work on that. He's just gonna say we interrupt this broadcast for. No, that's great.
With the subscriber contest, those of you that know me know it won't be a half-ass prize. It'll be something.
This is true.
So
this is true. George is usually behind a lot of the Pro Wrestle Times PWT contests that he does that are always a hit and a lot of fun, and that's great. Yeah, and. If however YouTube works, it doesn't show me all the subscribers, like if people are more anonymous with it, but I'll go off the list that I can pull. So we'll put out the list of names of people that we can put through. We'll take it from there for when we hit 500. And I mean, hey, we've really only been doing this for like 9 weeks, so that's really not too, maybe 10. That's really we're growing pretty well. So that's awesome to see 140 subscribers and see a lot of activity. I see, likes on the videos. There's a lot of comments. I've got about 3 or 4 different pages of viewer comments that we'll try to get to, but we might have to save those for a specific episode because the wrestling world's got a lot going on. We're still kind of coming off of the, I don't want to say the high of WrestleMania because not everybody was so pumped about it, but I mean, really, it's one of those. I feel like WrestleMania, I think it's one of the reasons why the shows after the Raw and SmackDowns after WrestleMania are such great shows is because there's so much pressure and so many eyes and so much on WrestleMania that once that pressure is released, you're kind of just given freedom. Like when you're almost like back to the regular world after that. Like there's, Ari Emanuel and his group from TKO probably are backstage at the Raw and definitely not the SmackDown after, because they'd finally moved out of Vegas with it. And I think it's one of the reasons why they were given, why the shows have been, both shows were done so well. All three really have been so good. And then we've been able to see a lot of guys shine from it.